Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike, to another Cut the Craggle review of the LEGO Marvel's The Avengers magazine. I'm a little late to the party this time. After extended waits between the last few issues, this one caught me off guard with how quickly it hit shelves. But we're here now. I have it in my hands, and it's time to see what the pint-sized Avengers have in store for us this month. You can find links to my reviews of all the previous issues in the description below, and if you do enjoy this video, please remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And that's enough of that. Let's peel back this cover and take a look inside. This month's hero in the spotlight is War Machine. Like last month's Captain America's Fat File, it's pretty bare bones. Just a single page, and it barely tells you anything. Did the writers just get bored of researching Marvel characters on Wikipedia or something? After that, it's straight on to another feast of fun activities and puzzles, and there's a recurring motif of these hidden puzzles or secrets, where you have to use the trans-red disc you get with the minifigure to reveal the secret hidden in plain sight. Then it's time we get to the main event, this issue's comic story. High in the skies above, SHIELD is running tests on the new War Machine armor, under the watchful supervision of Iron Man. Everything seems to be going well, but the field exercises are interrupted when Maria Hill receives an unexpected guest, director Nick Fury. Or so it seems. Once they're alone in the Helicarrier's captain's quarters, it soon becomes clear that this isn't Nick Fury at all. But before Maria Hill can act on her suspicions, the imposter ejects her out at the bottom of the Helicarrier. A shape-shifting Skrull has snuck on board the SHIELD ship, and he has his sights set firmly on Earth's mightiest heroes. Luckily for Agent Hill, War Machine swoops in to rescue her just before she goes splat. Safely on the ground, she quickly fills Tony and Rhodey in on what is happening in the skies above them, before calling in the rest of the Avengers for support. Back on board, the Skrull shifts into the form of Maria Hill and tells all the SHIELD agents that the Avengers are now their enemies and orders them to shoot the superheroes on sight. The constant attacks keep the Avengers from approaching until Wasp has an idea on how to disarm the ship from the inside. Taking a ride on one of War Machine's stud shooters, she is far too small for the Helicarrier's blast to hit, and once inside, she flies through the inner workings of the airship's weapons until she finds just the spot to take them out. With the pathway now clear, the rest of the Avengers land on the Helicarrier and expose Hill as an alien imposter. However, the Skrull suddenly transforms into a copy of War Machine and demands a final battle. But Iron Man points out while the Skrull might be able to take their appearance, he can't replicate their abilities, leaving the Skrull looking pretty silly. Reduced to tears, the Skrull confesses he is actually a fan of the Avengers and just wanted to see them in action. Ever forgiving, Earth's mightiest heroes agree to take a few selfies and even send him home with a pile of free merchandise. What even was this comic? Supposedly this was about War Machine, but he barely speaks in the story and only really serves as a glorified taxi for the two female leads. I get that this is aimed at kids, but it seems this magazine is incapable of having a baddie that is actually, bad. Can you imagine watching Ninja Turtles in the 90s and suddenly Leonardo invites Shredder and Krang down to the sewer for some pizza? No, because it would be ridiculous. And that's exactly what this comic was, and not in a good way. The free minifigure this issue is, of course, War Machine, and whilst he may have been shortchanged in the comic story, this minifigure is well worth the price of admission. I absolutely love the printing on this fella, so detailed and intricate, and the way that metallic design catches the light is just so cool. On his shoulder he has a single stud shooter, and if you don't know how these props work, well, you just push down on this trigger and the stud flies off into the vast unexplored crevices of the domestic abode, never to be seen again. Underneath the helmet, you have a faceprint showing the heads-up display design, which is nice and all, but redundant, because the helmet doesn't flip up. So, what's the point? And on the other side, you have a smiley roadie, which is also rather lovely, but you don't get a hairpiece with this fig. So, he's bald. No hate against baldies, I like baldies. Some of my closest friends are baldies. Psych. I don't have any friends. Next issue is going to come with a free Iron Spider minifigure. Technically, this will be the first time we get a character for the second time. But this is pretty spectacular because this was previously a minifigure that was exclusive to a rather expensive set, the Attack on the Spider Lair, which only came out this year, so I call that a big win. Once again, there's no exact date given, so this might come out a month from now, or 2 months from now, or maybe even next week. Regardless, when it does come out, I'm gonna be all over it like Peter Parker on a free churro. Let me know what you think of issue 7 of the LEGO Marvel The Avengers magazine in the comments below. And while you're there, be a superhero and hit that subscribe button, along with notifications. And if you've done all that, well, you might as well give the video a thumbs up too. Go on, you know it makes sense. I'll see you next time. Laters.